Good evening, all. I want to tell you about the next thing that we're going to be doing in the QDB service. We're going to have some AI integration, and we're going to get the AI, which is a thing called Copilot, which you might be aware of. It's used to be called Bing AI, but it then got like renamed, and it uses the Chat GPT. And so we're going to let that do all the hard work and number crunching, and also we're going to ask it to do some forecasting for us, because if we give it a data set from yesterday and we give it today's data, then surely it can sort of forecast what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So how amazing is that? Okay, absolutely ludicrously amazing. So this is obviously the live data, which you can get access to just by subscribing to patreon.com, of course, QDB. And so this is the live data. It's actually 7 minutes old. Okay, see the time. Okay, so this is yesterday's data, and this is the backups that we're making every day. So that's yesterday's data. So what I did, I threw all this data into the Bing AI or the Copilot, and it did lots of number crunching, and then I gave it today's data. So it can use like before, after, and then what to expect, like a 2B scenario, what is going to be expected. What we're looking at are the flows of volume, because you can see we've got quite a lot of data. We could look at positions, we could look at other things, we could look at the percentage, but I think the volumes is the key. Okay. So what had obviously happened is that when I was making the video before, it froze, and I think I probably put too much data into it, and also the combination of that and my computer being slow, and it could have been that I had a bit of an internet issue. It just didn't do anything for ages, and it went on for a couple of minutes, and it just like froze. So I had to make the video again. Okay. So this is me putting yesterday's data, so that's fine. It's all like gobbledygook. And so there we go. Right, that's fine. So there's, the data. And then what it does, it formats into a table, which is really cool. And it sorts things out, as follows. And so it breaks down all the currency pairs, and it gives us analysis of yesterday, today, and it gives us an observation. So the long volume increased, the short volume increased. So we got a little bit of a mixed picture with the Euro USD. Okay, the slight increase of short and long suggests heightened trading activity. The increase in short positions indicates bearish sentiment. Now the thing with this, when it says the increase in short positions indicates bearish sentiment, that's saying that the retail are becoming bearish. Okay, so that's a key thing, which obviously I will stipulate that, because if you're new, you may see that as actually being like a bearish thing. But if the retail are being bearish, we have to take the other side of that bias, that contrarian logic. Okay, so it gives us a breakdown of the Euro USD, which is phenomenal. It's absolutely amazingly powerful. Expect increased volatility tomorrow with a slight bearish bias. So obviously we have to reverse that. So a slight bullish bias, okay, and slightly bearish. So we could potentially look for more upside in GU. UJ is slightly neutral, bearish. So we could potentially do okay in UJ. Neutral, we just probably want to avoid. Obviously we'd have to reverse that. So that would be slightly bullish, okay, and you see it gives us a breakdown, which is really, really amazing. And I said, is there any currency pair that has a strong indication for trend tomorrow? Based on the data and recent trends, dollar CAD appears to have a strong indication for an upward trend tomorrow. And so the latest forecast suggests that the upward trend will continue with recommendation for a long trade. Now, that's saying that the herd are looking for longs on the dollar CAD. So we have to take the other side of that trade, and we have to sell it. Well, we don't have to. We could just monitor it, but we have to reverse the retail volumes, because they're going to be counter trend, and all those reasons that they're going to be wrong. Okay, so that's how we're going to get our AI trade. Is that I'll simply run yesterday's data, I'll run today's data, then I'll ask it to number crunch, give us a summary, then I'll ask it lastly, is there anything that's standing out? And it says that the dollar CAD is the one to look at. So that's going to be tomorrow's trade, potentially, at least monitor it. And so that's just a quick video about the AI integration with the QuasiDB service. And it's definitely going to tide us well going forward, because it's going to take a lot of slack off me. I don't have to do any number crunching. I don't have to do any maths or any analysis. I'll let this do it for us. But we just have to remember that we've got to reverse it, because it's not clever enough to understand that we have to reverse, because the retail, obviously, they're going to be counter trend. Okay, so at some point, I'm probably going to have to train it to say reverse it. But I think at the moment, because we're still like completely brand new, we're just going to just keep it as it is. And we just have to remember, if it says bullish, we have to be bearish. And then if it says bearish, we've got to be bullish. If it says neutral, probably want to avoid it. And maybe even slightly avoid the slightly summary. And that's it. So hopefully that helps. And this is a quick video on how we get our trade. And it should put us on a really good, strong footing for 2025. So that's it. So any feedback would be great. Any likes and subscribes would be cool. And I'll speak to you guys soon.